15 minutes of football left from Foxboro, and Penn State in the driver's seat, leading 19. And we have seen probably the two best defensive players on the field, Shane Conley and Romanowski, both go down.
One reason is they're all over the field.
Yeah, they sure are.
Those guys are getting hit from all sides of the nickel.
Romanowski only has 7 tackles. Let's go down to Tim Brando on the sideline. Tim?
There have been so many injuries for BC in this one, but Penn State did lose Russo in the middle of their defense, and BC has really softened up Penn State on the defensive side with Halloran going deep and then going with some of those underneath passes to get those drives of late. And Russo, of course, has not been there to provide any pressure on Halloran.
Moments ago, of course, we saw Russo without that jacket on, and he had tape around his left shoulder. Here's the draw to Dozier. And they've really done a great job on DJ Dozier. It's Romanowski again, and now let's check in with Larry Burnett for an update.
Mike, the surprise of the night continues to be in Baton Rouge, where Miami of Ohio is leading number 10 LSU. That one now in the fourth quarter. In other action tonight, Tulane is beating Vanderbilt. That one's in the fourth quarter as well. And Kansas State is trailing TCU. That one's in the third quarter. 28-6 the score.
TCU, quite a story so far with an unbelievable running attack. This is 3rd and 12 for the Nittany Lions. That's Coates in motion. 3-man rush, and they're coming after Schaefer. Drops it to Dozier. A flag is down. Dozier across midfield, gets to the 46-yard line. The tackle made by McPherson. And Dozier and McPherson get up jawing at each other.
There's a flag on the play.
There is a flag down, and one of the Boston College players is down. It's going to be holding against Penn State. It would not have been a first down anyhow. And Romanowski is the man who is down. The junior from Vernon, Connecticut. And we have seen probably the two best defensive players on the field, Shane Conlon and Romanowski, both go down.
One reason is they're all over the field.
Yeah, they sure are.
Those guys are getting hit from all sides, and they're hitting people. And,
Romanowski only has 7 tackles and an interception so far. He's played a whale of a ball game. As has Mike Degnan for Boston College. And we certainly hope Romanowski's going to be all right. It's just maybe he just got banged up a little bit. We'll try to check it for you. The situation is 13 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the game. Penn State leading at 19-7. The momentum appeared to have shifted in the favor of Boston College. They turned a 12-0 deficit into a 12-7 score when Sean Halloran came in the ballgame. They have declined the penalty against Penn State. It'll bring up 4th down. And Romanowski is up on his feet and limping just a little bit on that left leg.
DJ Dozier breaking tackles. The great running backs.
His own man, number 97, John Boza, cracked into his leg. And Romanowski limping noticeably on that left leg. I'd be surprised if we see him back in there, although he's a tough kid. He might try it if they'll let him. But he is limping noticeably on that left leg. It's going to be 4th down, and John Bruno will check into the ball game to punt, and Kelvin Martin is waiting at the 10-yard line. But Martin may not get a chance to return this one. Bruno is a good kicker. See if he goes for the sideline or just tries to pooch it down the middle, and he goes down the middle. Martin will signal a fair catch, takes it at the 15-yard line. Boston College will start from there with 13:34 to go in the game. They're down by 12.
You know, I love everything about this car.
New Chevy Nova. It's a lot more than you'd expect for the price.
And I really like the way it's built.
95% of Chevy Nova owners would recommend their new Nova to a friend.
There's so much room. Oh, I thought you'd like it. And it doesn't cost much to keep it filled either.
New Nova.
It's a lot more than you'd expect for the price.
And now the big one. Get 2.9% financing or up to $1,000 cash rebates on new 86 Chevy cars.
If you just ask for a light beer,
Give me a light.
You never know what you'll get.
Dogs. No, actually, Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, ask for Bud Light.
Yours? No.
Because everything else
Give me a light. Showtime.
is just a light.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by Today's Chevrolet, who invites you to live the style, performance, and fun of Chevrolet in '86.
The Eagles of Boston College have the football deep in their own territory. They'll start from the 15-yard line, down 19-7. Sean Halloran has come off the bench to do a great job. 9 out of 10 passing, now making 10 out of 11 as he hits Flutie. Flutie got away from Duffy Cobbs and is forced out of bounds at the 19-yard line. So Halloran only 10 out of 11, 137 yards and 1 touchdown.
I think with the BC coaches and the players look at this game, they're going to remember they've turned the ball over 3 times inside the 20-yard line against Penn State. They've had so many scoring opportunities, they haven't taken advantage.
Got the ball 2nd and 1 right now at the 24-yard line. Halloran started the opening game of the year, played very, very poorly, hit only 15 out of 37, had an interception and no touchdowns. They'll go with a 2 tight end offense. Stradford trying to get the first down, and he will lose 3 in the arms of Shane Conlon. Larry Burnett has more of a scoreboard update from Bristol. Larry?
Mike, here's our update of teams playing in the top 20 tonight. UCLA just getting started on the West Coast. They're leading San Diego State. Nebraska just seconds away from defeating Illinois. They score there 59-14 right now. And it was Texas A&M over North Texas State by the score of 48-28. A&M now 1-1.
It had been a 2nd and 1. Now it's 3rd and 4, and Halloran wants to throw for it. Under some pressure, sets up again, throws complete. First down at the 34. And he hits Stradford out of the backfield. Halloran is just throwing bullets to these guys, and they are hanging on. They did not catch many passes from Mark Camphouse, although he was hitting the target. Halloran's throwing them hard enough they stick on the jersey.
No, they're giving him all day to throw also. But it's funny how team of receivers, the whole team is rallying around Halloran. They're bringing him back, and he's bringing him back into the ball game behind him.
Really are. 1st and 10. Halloran wants to throw again. Deep over the middle this time, and it's picked off. The interception goes to Ray Isom, the safety, and that ball was just overthrown, and Isom brings it back 30 yards.
Well, he forced that pass. He threw it into they had a double deep zone on this play.
Looks like his receiver may have slowed up a little bit, too.
Sometimes when you're hot, you go for passes you really shouldn't. In this case, this is definitely an ill-advised throw. Got a blitz, but they'll pick it up very nicely. He's got no chance on his post. Not only is he covered by a man, he's also got the safety coming over right there. No way.
He was throwing for Martin, but it was well overthrown, and Ray Isom
cannot get greedy against Penn State.
Big hitter in that secondary picks it off, and they're in good field position again down at the 35-yard line. They'd like to ice it here. They'll give it to Dozier on the toss. Dozier cuts it back 30. 29-yard line, and he took a shot from Ed Duran, who came up from the weak safety spot and really got a shoulder in there.
DJ Dozier hasn't had a lot of chances to run today, but one thing about the great running backs, they managed to make 5-6-yard runs very exciting. And he really got nailed by the secondary on that play.
Boy, Duran at 195, 185 pounds really came up and gave him a shot. DJ 12 carries 55 yards tonight, 1 run of 35. They'll give it to him again, first down and more. 20, 17-yard line. Carl Freshpaint had to make the tackle along with John Galvin, and Dozier is one of those guys, when you start to get a little bit tired, he'll just beat you to death.
He's so strong and he's so fast. As we said earlier, he's very light. Watch how nifty he is on his feet this year. He's making his cuts on that trap. Nice block right there. Now, the referee actually may have stopped this from being a touchdown. He should get an assist on that tackle. It's pretty tough when you're dodging 11 defenders and the official.
Ball's down to the 15-yard line. Make it to 16. It's 1st and 10, Penn State. Manoa is the fullback. They'll give it to Dozier again. And the workhorse will get about 3 this time, down to the 12. Burrell, the nose man, makes the tackle. Tim Brando has some more information for us from the sideline.
Bill Romanowski, the inside linebacker who injured his left ankle. He bruised it. He's still working on it, trying to get it ready to get back into action. And Penn State obviously can move a little more easily with Romanowski out of that lineup.
Well, you're right about that, Tim. It really hurts to have him on the sideline for Boston College defense. He is their leading tackler. Hamilton in motion. They'll give it to Manoa this time inside the 10. to the 7-yard line. Very close to another first down for the 227-pound fullback.
So you have a chance here to play defense. How would you like to tackle a fullback this strong and this fast? 220 pounds, nice cut. It's coming right at you. Would you go low or high on a guy like that? I think I'd go low just like they did.
Ankle.
Ankle and hold on.
Ankle. And they will measure for the first down. Spotted at the 7. And they got it, first and goal, Nittany Lions.
Talking about linebacker number 53, Bill Romanowski. He means so much to that team. He had 150 tackles last year, but he's a throwback to when the glory days. He was the MVP in the Cotton Bowl.
Right.
And they need him on that field, not just for his tackles, but the spirit he lends to that team. He is critical.
First and goal. Manoa trying to get outside. Nothing doing. Nice forcing play by Steve Williams, who came up from the secondary, and Hammer 81, who slid out from that defensive end spot. And there's Ed Duran, who's gotten in some big shots here in the second half on defense. Jack Bignell has a lot of defensive talent to work with. It's very obvious the game against California that they won last week and this game. The defense is going to keep them in contact. Second and goal. The ball spotted now at the 7 for Schaefer. 9 minutes, 53 seconds and counting. Schaefer play action, wants to throw. Throws incomplete, in and out of the hands of DJ Dozier. Would have had it at the 1-yard line. John Galvin, 55, back there on the coverage, and Bill Smithers, number 91, is into the linebacker. Make it 51.
There's the key to the defense for BC. They need that ankle to get well in a hurry because they've been able to run the ball against him, which they haven't been able to do the entire evening until he was hurt. They need him back now.
As big a play as you can believe for Boston College. Third and goal from the 7-yard line. Schaefer to Dozier, trying to get outside. He's got room. And DJ Dozier beat 2 defensive backs, got in the end zone for the touchdown. McPherson and Duran appeared to have a shot at him, but DJ Dozier is too tough to stop when he gets that close to the goal line.
Oh, he's wearing him out now. He's hurt him in the second half with some catches. He's hurt him with the runs. He's so strong inside. He now has 15 carries for 83 yards and a touch, and he had nothing in the first half.
That's right.
He picked it up on that drive.
Well, he had that 35-yard run, and that was it. They had stuffed him except for that. Massimo Manca on for the point after. Mr. Automatic knocks it through, and it's 26-7 Penn State. Well, just a great job by Dozier on this run.
Well, when coaches drop X's and O's, one thing they can't draw up is individual effort. When you break a tackle, the defense had this play stopped right in the line of scrimmage, but then he's got so much speed, he just takes it outside, and there's just not enough pursuit, and then he just dives into the end zone. It's a new thing we've seen a lot this year on these telecasts. Those running backs get near the 3-yard line, and they're going in the air. Here it is. We can see it. They'll just break outside. That's just speed.
Speed and a little ballet thrown in for extra measure. 26-7 Penn State. We've got 9:41 to go from Boston.
There's a Maui that still plays in little pools down by the sea, where breezes blow from heaven, and you can become the morning light that shines all day in paradise. So come become Maui with the airline that's been Hawaii's friend for nearly 40 years, United. And come become the Hawaii that was and always has been in the friendly skies.
Let's face it, I have a big appetite for life, and I don't want anyone telling me how to live it. The world is my oyster. That's why I carry MasterCard. It opens up all the possibilities and puts me in the driver's seat. Imagine all of life's possibilities with the great one at the wheel.
No cazzo.
Thank you. MasterCard. Oh, sweet it is. MasterCard. Master the possibilities.
The Zenith Monday night matchup examines the oldest rivalry in pro football. Take a pregame look at Chicago and Green Bay, Monday on ESPN.
Boston College running out of time. 9:41 left to go in the ball game, and now they're down 26-7 as Penn State has added a little icing to the cake on a DJ Dozier touchdown run. Massimo Maka will kick it off, and deep to receive, Gregory 19 and Tyrone Taylor number 21. Taylor to the far side, and there is Massimo Maka. Squib kick that time, and it goes through one man, bounces off another. Finally caught at the 21-yard line. They'll start from about there. And that was by St. Pierre, Duke St. Pierre, a reserve fullback, on a strange-looking kick. And he is stopped by Kirk Bernier on special teams for Joe Paterno. There's the scoring drive that could have iced it. 35 plays, or 35 yards, rather. It took up 2.5 minutes, and Dozier capped it on 3rd and goal from the 7.
They can run 35 plays in 2 minutes and 35 seconds, man.
We'd have had a story there, wouldn't we? Martin Flutie, the wide receivers to the near side, and Halloran wants to throw. Under pressure, Shane Conlon gets the sack. Conlon just came flying from the right side and got to Halloran this time to make the tackle.
Shane Conlon's a great player, but what Penn State's able to do is they're moving him around. He's untouched here. He's not picked up by any lineman, any running back, and there's just no chance. And that's one of the great things about being a player of his stature. They actually design defensive plays, like for a running back and offense, for the defensive players of his stature.
And it's one of the worst things about being a quarterback. You just look around and say, oh, no. Bronner is in there as the lone remaining back. Halloran wants to throw on 2nd long. Chased out of the pocket again. He just puts this one up for grabs, and Duffy Cobbs intercepts at the 34-yard line. And Cobbs was really the only one back there. Giftopoulos and Bob White forced Halloran to just throw it up for grabs, and Duffy Cobbs was the guy who grabbed it.
Well, I think that's 6 turnovers now, isn't it?
Sure is.
Well, Sean Halloran's in a tough position here now. They know he's going to pass. They've got pressure on him immediately. He rolls out. He'd be far better off just throwing this way out of bounds. But again, he was falling away from the ball. There isn't a receiver within 30 yards of that ball other than the defensive back. I don't know how he got there to catch that one.
I think he was trying to throw it out of bounds and just throwing off his back foot. He couldn't do it. And Cobbs picks it off. Matt Kisner is checked into the ball game as the Penn State quarterback. And they'll give it to David Clark, who is in there for DJ Dozier at tailback. And he gets it to the 32. Bill Smithers, number 51, on the tackle for Boston College. And now Penn State would love to work the clock, if nothing else. And there is Kisner. And they've got Paul Pomfret, number 88, a big tight end, 280-pound tight end. Maybe that's a misprint, I hope. 240. Well, he went on a diet. This is Manoa. Manoa is stacked up. Nice play by Bosa and Creshpain. 240 is still a big tight end. 280 would be a little unreal. Let's check in with Larry Burnett and another scoreboard update.
All right, here's what's going on in Baton Rouge. Less than 6 minutes to play. Miami of Ohio still leading. Number 10, LSU. Out on the coast, it is in the first quarter. UCLA leading San Diego State 10-0. And Wisconsin is leading UNLV 7-0. That one also in the first quarter.
Joe Paterno going to his bench. He's got Blair Thomas, number 32, reserve tailback into the ballgame right now. As Kisner wants to throw, and he's sacked. Big play by Eric Lindstrom, who came through at a 280-pound defensive end and gets the sack. So this will bring up a punting situation for Penn State, and they really hustled the punt team on there. Boston College not ready, and Boston College almost got the block and then leveled the punter.
3 guys.
A fair catch at the 14. It looked like 3 men could have blocked it, Pat. Apparently nobody touched it, but boy, they got John Bruno.
Oh, 3 of them. I've never seen a punter get hit by 3 different guys.
Neither is John Bruno.
Oh yeah, this is not fun, ladies and gentlemen. You're up there. You're so vulnerable. That was not an acting job. He legitimately got hit.
He got it.
He deserves to get his letter just on that play alone. Contact. Look, he's laughing. He's happy. He said, I got hit. I'm actually a football player. He may be in the training room tomorrow.
He's almost an ex-football player.
Roughing the kicker, 15 yards, first down.
It will be a first down for the Nittany Lions. They'll move the ball to the Boston College 32 and keep the drive alive with 7:10 to go in the ball game. And now the officials are going to stop play. And Boston College has called a timeout. So with a timeout on the field, 7:09 to go in the ball game. Penn State 26, Boston College 7. Back after this.
You know, I love everything about this car.
New Chevy Nova. It's a lot more than you'd expect for the price.
And I really like the way it's built.
95% of Chevy Nova owners would recommend their new Nova to a friend.
There's so much room.
I thought you'd like it.
And it doesn't cost much to keep it filled either.
New Nova.
It's a lot more than you'd expect for the price.
And now the big one. Get 2.9% financing or up to $1,000 cash rebates on new 86 Chevy cars.
Just for the light of it, the smooth taste of it. Diet Coke, just for the just for the taste of it. From Coca-Cola, Diet Coke.
ESPN's presentation of live CFA football has been brought to you by Diet Coke. You're going to drink it just for the taste of it. By the U.S. Armed Forces. It's a great place to start. By Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. And by MasterCard. MasterCard International. Master the possibilities. 7:09 left to go in the ballgame. Penn State 26, Boston College 7. And it looked like the heroics of Sean Halloran are not going to be enough to pull it out in this one, as the Nittany Lions have a 19-point lead and only 7 minutes to nurse it. They also have the ball at the Eagle 32-yard line. Quarterback draw. Kisner to the 30, 29-yard line. Tripped up by Ed Duran, the weak side safety, who got a hand around his ankle. Want to thank our spotters, Steve Andrian, Pete Kowalski, and of course our statistician as always, Chuck Freeby. Done a great job up here in the booth. Thanks, guys. Second down, 6 yards to go. The Nittany Lions just working on the clock right now. Hope you'll be with us next Saturday night. We'll have Georgia and South Carolina from Columbia. And one of the Nittany Lion offensive linemen jumped off sides that time. It was number 74, who is not on our program. Number 1 in your hearts, but not in our program. Call will go against Penn State.
Clayton. Not happy.
And as we said, our game next week, 7:30 from Columbia, South Carolina, Georgia and South Carolina. That's a 4:30 p.m. Pacific daylight start. Our coverage begins at 7 o'clock Eastern, when Larry Burnett and Beano Cook will host the Mercury College Football Scoreboard Show and get you up to date on all the afternoon action. How about that game down at LSU with Miami of Ohio pulling off a major surprise?
They knock people off every couple of years, though. They knock
do.
off Big Ten people. They're tough. Of course, they like to think that they put Miami, Florida, because they were the powerhouse before Florida ever got into the picture.
That's right. They have always been the cradle of coaches anyhow. And now a personal foul will be assessed against Penn State. They'll move it back to the 48-yard line. Now, we've had enough penalties in this game to have a referees clinic. 7 for 78 against Penn State. 13 for 126 against Boston College. That's 204 yards in penalties in this ballgame.
20 penalties.
Going to have to buy new whistles. Second down, 28 yards to go for the Nittany Lions. The ball's at the 48. Kisner under pressure. Hemmer chasing him, but won't get him. He's at the 40, and now Hemmer finally got him from behind as he reached the 35-yard line. Eric Lindstrom also in on the stop. Kisner, another of the senior quarterbacks. He's out of Youngwood, Pennsylvania. And Joe Paterno says he deserves to play along with Schaefer, and they'll have him in there all the time.
Well, that one thing through the years I've respected about Joe Paterno is he'll put his substitutes in now. He'll give them time.
Yes, he will.
They work year-round to play this game, and they deserve a chance to play on national TV, and he'll give it to them.
Well, to me, I've been a Joe Paterno fan all my life. To me, he symbolizes everything that's good and decent in athletics, and you can't help but be happy for the man. Kisner throws intercepted, picked off by John Galvin. And he was throwing for Jerry Hugg, one of the reserve receivers, but Kisner underthrew that one a little bit, and Galvin picked it off. Gets a 6-yard return, and Boston College will take over again.
Well, it's a nice drop by Galvin. He dropped into his zone very deep for a middle backer, and it just hits him right in the chest. That's because of the deep drop. He played pass all the way.
Trying to throw it for Hugg, but Galvin picked it off. 5:31 left. Penn State by 19.
Let's go, BC! Go Eagles!
Thanks.
Monday nights on ABC, what's the first thing that...
Would you take something with a label like this? Or this? Or this? Or this? And what if you knew that this announcement is being brought to you by the American Heart Association, the American Lung Association, and the American Cancer Society? Don't pull the trigger.
Waterbed Works has the Cincinnati area's finest waterbed selection. Here's a Calamus by Oakwood Interiors. Oak or pine with brass trim, bed, dresser, hutch and all, only $1599.98. Our black lacquer group features bed, dresser, mirror and chest for only $1399.98. Also comes in burgundy or gray. And for the kids, we've got the 4-foot by 7-foot super single-size waterbed with matching children's furniture as low as $169.95. All this and more at Waterbed Works, 6261 Glenway Avenue.
Best chance to bring the trophy home. America 2 prepares for the America's Cup Wednesday night at 11 Eastern on ESPN.
The America's Cup, I guess, for the first time ever in Australia, because the United States had always won it before.
Home court advantage, I guess, when you win.
That's right, or home ocean, I guess. 5:31 left. Halloran is back to throw. Guns it near sideline and complete. Martin to the 35-yard line. And Sean Halloran has to get a tremendous lift out of this ball game. He has come off the bench to just do a wonderful job in a backup role after Mark Camphouse, who was the third-string quarterback going in, got hurt. Halloran back to throw again. The flag is down on this play. Halloran throws complete to midfield.
Oh, he's throwing some
Hit
bullets
Martin
tonight.
Again, isn't he?
Oh. That's how Bradshaw used to throw those crossing routes. Get the receiver on the ground. He doesn't get hit. Easy completion.
Here's the flag, and it's going to be a holding call against Boston College. And on offense, not a lot has gone right for the Eagles, except for Sean Halloran. A walk off the penalty. Penn State has been a dominant team in the East. They've won 17 Lambert trophies, and here's why. They have beaten the teams that they recruit against, the teams that they play in year in and year out. And as great as Pittsburgh has been, as great as Syracuse has been at times, as outstanding as West Virginia has had 8-3 teams all along, Boston College has had good clubs, and they just continue to beat them. And that's because of Joe Paterno. Halloran back to throw. Airs it out this time, and he was throwing for Waddle and overthrows him.
Now, this is a very difficult time to play as an offensive player. As a quarterback or a receiver, you know, the odds of winning this game are very small. I would say minute. If you'd like to kind of build your statistics up, of course you have to try. We all try every minute we're on the field. If you don't, you get hurt. You don't want to get hurt, but it's just not the same when the game isn't on the line. It's hard for a quarterback or receiver to really concentrate as hard as when you're down by 6 and you're driving.
Halloran has come off the bench. There you see his numbers, 12 out of 16, 158 yards. Under pressure, throw,
right
dumps it off to his fullback, Turner. Excuse me, Turner has the first down, gets out of bounds. Stops the clock with 4:45 to go. Duffy Cobbs ran him out of bounds. Coming up tomorrow, Formula One racing, the Portugal Grand Prix. How come we don't get to
cover
the Portugal Grand Prix?
Great. We know Spanish.
Holleran throws incomplete. Throwing for Stratford out of the backfield. And the pole sitter for that race is Ayrton Senna. So he's had a great year among the points leaders. We hope you'll be there for that on ESPN. Dangerous, dangerous way to make a living there. 2nd and 10. Holleran having to throw on every down. Under some pressure, gets rid of it. Stratford dropped it. A little low, but catchable. Coverage by Keith Karpinski, who intercepted a pass a week ago and took it back 64 yards for a touchdown. Make that 2 weeks ago against Temple. Penn State had the week off a week ago. Joe Paterno was not real happy about that. Said coming off a 45-15 win, his kids wanted to play again as soon as they could.
That might have been part of the reason they were rusty also at the beginning of this game. They just weren't clicking like they did later. They weren't catching the ball, and they just weren't running well.
But I would hate to be in a situation where Penn State has a week off to get ready for you.
Safety blitz.
Holleran gets rid of it, complete to Taylor. Taylor to midfield. To the Penn State 47-yard line, forced out of bounds by Dwayne Downing. And right now, the things Holleran are doing doesn't mean a whole lot because it's not going to change the outcome of the game, but Holleran has done just a brilliant job in the second half.
Well, this is a great job. These guys, they have some interesting stylistic moves here. He's just going to set it out of bounds. He's into the play. Yeah, he's doing the job for the referee.
Yeah, Taylor says, I'm down. Just leave it here. It's a 1st and 10. Holleran to throw again under pressure from White. Throws intercepted. It's picked up by Mike Beckish. And Beckish gets back to the Boston College 39-yard line. Steve Trapillo, the right guard, make the tackle. And now most of the crowd gets to its feet and starts to leave. Beckish with the interception.
That's a shame for Sean Holleran. You know,
really is.
He has 3 interceptions, but he's got to throw the ball to drop. And actually now, Penn State has 5 picks today off 3 different quarterbacks.
And 2 fumble recoveries.
All right, they got 3 off Holleran, 1 off Camphouse, and 1 off Stratford, remember, in the end zone. That's 3 different throwers.
I don't care how good your defense is. You can't give the Little Sisters of the Poor 7 turnovers and hope to beat them, let alone do it for the Nittany Lions.
Well, that's 7 turnovers plus a snap over the center, the punter's head.
That's
that should
right,
be another one.
For a safety. You got Blair Thomas, number 32, in at halfback, and he'll get the ball behind Sean Redmond, number 26, who was checked in at the fullback slot.
The score is not indicative of the way BC's defense played either.
Oh, they played brilliantly. They really did. Here's the score update for you. And a major upset as Miami of Ohio knocks off number 8 LSU, the team we saw last week knock off Texas A&M. So you can't rest on your laurels. You got to go out every week. In our poll, LSU ranked 10th this week. Redmond, the fullback, gets to the 35.
I think that really puts into perspective the job Joe Paterno's done here. I mean, they win big games. They have to come back the next week, and all these teams are shooting at them. LSU, you know, really went for it against Texas A&M. They didn't have the energy, the momentum to carry into this game.
That's right.
They get knocked off by Miami.
Sure. Oklahoma, we want you. Well, I don't know anybody that wants Oklahoma. I know Minnesota saw all they wanted. Penn State will be one of those teams contending for a national title along with Oklahoma, Nebraska, Miami of Ohio. Kisner on 3rd down wants to throw. Now he hangs onto the ball and driven out of bounds at the 34-yard line. He's going to be well shy of a 1st down. Carl Crushpain, the safety, came over to knock him down. Stopped the clock with 2:48 to go. And Joe Paterno came to the sideline to talk to his backup quarterback, tell him what he did or did not like about that last series of play. And the Penn State faithful, used to winning ball games, and they've done it again here tonight. Bruno will punt. Just barely tapped it and still knocked it into the end zone. Sometimes you see punters trying to hit it so short and they really drill it. There's timeout with 2:42 to go. Penn State going away.
Every Monday through Friday, Mike Horner drives his Chevy S10 4x4 to work.
Hi, Mike.
But on Friday, November 9th, Mike made a different kind of commute. The Baja 1000. North America's most punishing off-road race. Could an everyday Chevy S10 survive? It not only survived, it won its class. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
And now, the big one. Get 2.9% financing or up to $750 cash rebates on most new 86 Chevy trucks.
This Bud's for all that you do.
They said this city was through. You said, no way.
Each day the spirit's growing. Your pride is really showing. You make America work, and this Bud's for you.
Here's to you. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This Bud's for you.
Only have 2 minutes and 42 seconds left to go in this one. Penn State has wrapped it up 26-7. Boston College has the football back at their own 20-yard line. And Sean Halloran, who's come off the bench to hit 14 out of 20 for 187 yards and a touchdown. Throws sideline to Martin. Martin chased out of bounds by Downing. Halloran approaching 200 yards in just a little over a half. He has had 3 picked off, but he's been in a situation where he had to throw virtually every time. Be interesting to see what Jack Bicknell can do at quarterback next week. He's got to play SMU. Get a tough schedule. Give it off to Stratford on a running play. A lot of room to run for Stratford. Got out of 1 tackle to the 45-yard line. Put down by Wilkerson. Flag down after a 17-yard gain for Stratford. And it's offside against Penn State. 21st penalty of the night.
Offside, defense, decline, first down.
The officials have been on the air more than we have. Which maybe that's good. Halloran back to throw. Goes deep sideline this time, and it's complete to Stratford out of the backfield. Well, Halloran not giving up. Keep firing that baby.
He has a gun. I tell you, that was on the line, 35, 40 yards.
And it's obvious the way the kid can throw the ball. It was his confidence that was being destroyed. You know, when the fans really get on you, not a whole lot you can do about it. And the center didn't snap the ball. Halloran backed out. Everybody else moved. Somebody forgot to tell Darren Twombly.
Now, that used to work big on the pickup games, you know, on the Sandlot. Center, put it up there and hold on to it.
That's our 22nd penalty.
First down.
15 against Boston College for 141 yards. Far more than they have rushed for tonight, certainly. Almost what they passed for. Little dump off pattern this time is complete. 25, 24-yard line. Tyrone Baylor comes out of the backfield to get it. Georgia, South Carolina next week. And that'll be in Columbia, South Carolina. Maine, Boston University. That's a Thursday night game. We start that Thursday night package for you. Hope you'll be with us for those games. So we'll have some good ones. Halloran with a lot of time to throw. Now pumps and fell down.
That was real strange. It stuck. It looked like the threads of the ball stuck to his fingernails, or he pulled it down. A couple new wrinkles in the offense here. The center holds on the ball, the quarterback sticks in his hand.
That's right. We're going for the assortment of odd plays right now. Taylor, touchdown. Well, you have to feel good for Halloran, and you have to feel good for Taylor as they get the second score. Somebody just blew a coverage, and Tyrone Taylor was wide open.
Well, the same thing that happened with DJ Dozier. I just don't, they blitzed and no one picked up the back. Just ran right up the sidelines. He just tossed it right on the numbers. He did a good job here, though, keeping his feet in and getting to the cone. He wanted that touchdown.
Gary Wilkerson, number 19, was the man who was the closest to it, but he wasn't within hailing distance.
Oh, yeah, this is a beautiful pass. Not very often are you about 10 yards ahead of the nearest defender with the goal line right in front of you.
The point after by Brian Lowe. Knocks it through with 1:38 to go in the ball game. And the numbers on Sean Halloran: 18 out of 24, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns. He has had the 3 interceptions, but that's in about 2 quarters of play.
I can't believe this is a quarterback that Jack McNell described to us. I mean, he's throwing the ball downfield with confidence. He hasn't dumped hardly any passes at all. He's going upfield and he's hitting them on very difficult throws.
Maybe it's one of those situations where he was on the bench for a while. The fans didn't have a chance to get on him. He comes in. If he does well, he could be a hero, and he has done very, very well. Immediately following our game, stay tuned to the ESPN network for the Hartford Group College Football Report with Larry Burnett and Bino Cook. They'll update you on all of today's college football action. And there's been a lot of it. Not as many surprises as a week ago, although LSU did get beaten tonight.
That's the beauty of college football, though. It's week in and week out.
Yes, it is. Well, Boston College will kick it away, and I wouldn't want to give you much for the chances of this not being an onside kick. And Penn State thinking the same way. They have everybody up close. The deepest man is at the 39-yard line. That's Jim Coates, number 49.
This is one thing you hate about being in the lead. If they score late in the game, you know they're going to call for the hands team. That's all the receivers and all the running